Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, the Early Ultimates, and welcome to episode 24 of Let's Platinum, The Evil Within. Alright, so we're up to chapter 9 now, The Cruelest Intentions. I was going to talk about what happened in the previous episode. I'll wait a little bit because I think there'll be an opportunity to do so soon. Who's that, George? It's actually quite terrifying.
Detective Castellanos.
Was that someone else's memories?
Okay, so we're back here. Let's go talk to Tatiana.
You're moaning in your sleep. Have a bad dream?
She doesn't wait for an answer. And then she sighs.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
If you go here to the left,
Let go of me! Let go of me!
that's weird. He said something different in my playthrough.
Let go of me! Let go of me!
In my practice playthrough, he said, no, not that way.
Go of me!
Same as
Let
the
go of me!
other chapter.
Please refrain from agitating the others.
Personally, I still don't 100% get what's going on with this particular, like the person in this cell, but I'll talk about it more in the next playthrough.
You don't look well at all.
Thank you, Tatiana. There is a newspaper. There's supposed to be a newspaper. Is it on the floor here? There's one eventually on the floor. Hang on a sec. Oh, okay. First we have to examine this photo, which was not there before.
Memories are vague things indeed. It can be easy at times for memories to be distorted by others. That is why they must be cherished.
Yeah, I think we have to examine it again and then we can get the newspaper. I was just about to mention the jump scare and then I was like, I'll let it pass. Alright, so that was really weird. But we examined the photo and now our safe area has changed a little bit, which is strange. And we get a newspaper here. State fire. Estate fire claims children. Daughter badly wounded. Where were the parents? Children playing in barn on Victoriano estate burned in fire. Daughter 17 left in vegetative state. Source of fire undetermined.
You look as if you'd seen a ghost.
Okay, so let's we'll go use our you can kick that door sometimes. Let's have a look at how our map's going. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're exactly halfway there. We should have 3 keys. Yep, cool. And we can collect the explosive bolt and the shock bolt. And now we can open more lockers. Now I got terrible rewards in my practice playthrough. There was a lot of these bolts, which I mean they're not terrible rewards, but when you get like so many of them, I was just like, stop. Yes, good. More gel. Gel is always good. Jeez, I've got so much that's giving me 10,000 per thing now. I don't believe... That's a lot... That's not what I meant to do. That's a lot of sniper bullets. And I'm full on sniper bullets, so yeah. Alright, that's fine. That was much better than my practice playthrough. And we're gonna find actually quite a lot of bolts in this chapter, so that's good. Okay, let's save and let's go back to the main game. So yeah, while we do that, in the previous chapter we met Marcello, and he said that he, and then he changed and said we were working on an experiment. So him and this evil guy Ruvik, who's after us. Oh, hang on. It's back this way, isn't it? Hang on, let me make sure where I'm going. Yeah, okay. We're working on some kind of experiment, and basically, essentially the idea is, and I have to reveal some of it because it's not like the hardest thing in the world to understand now, especially after you've played it a few times. On the first playthrough it's difficult, but essentially Ruvik created a world using his brain, and we're all connected to it, basically, and we're trying to survive the nightmare that is Ruvik's brain. Marcello also says something that is a little bit weird to me, and that's that Ruvik his goal is to kill us. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. I guess we can talk about it more in the second playthrough when more is revealed. There's a map fragment here, by the way. But I don't think Ruvik's ultimate goal is to kill us, because he seems to be, he also said, you know, he's the only one with conscious power. I can't remember what term he used. Influence, conscious influence. And if that was the case, what is it that I pick up there? I did that exact thing last time. It wasn't that. Don't think it was a bolt. Definitely wasn't those bullets. Couldn't have been that. I wonder what it is that I pick up there. Yeah, so he's the only one with conscious influence. If he's the only one with conscious influence, he would have killed us a long time ago. Like, he's got all the power in this world, and we're like essentially powerless. I mean, we've got our weapons, but we're effectively powerless. Otherwise. So it is very, very interesting that that's what his
I've seen that house somewhere.
opinion is. So yeah, I try and give like a little bit of information. We're essentially all connected in sort of like a matrix type way. We're all connected to a machine. Let's just say that. And we're experiencing the same thing essentially. So we'll talk more about that as we go further in the game and in the next playthrough. But for now, we're going to try and collect as many collectibles here in the courtyard outside the mansion. In order to, yeah, get stuff. There's a key right here. So make sure you get that. I don't want to miss anything, because there's usually good stuff. Some gel around here. Ah, bloody hell, the PS4 is going crazy again. Stop, PS4, stop. It's such a simple thing to load. Felt like it was slowing down a little bit. There's a nice big green gel jar here. Also, two things. I was watching a speedrun yesterday, or at least part of a speedrun, to see how I'm going to go about doing that on my playthrough. And the guy that I was watching went into a room that I didn't know existed, which is when you're saving Kidman in Chapter 5, some enemies come from the top and they throw like the dynamite at you. There's a room, like they come from rooms, and at least one of the rooms had like a whole bunch of gel in it. I think like at least 1,000. There probably might have been more ammunition there as well, but I never knew about it. So I was like, ah man, I missed that room. But if I remember, I'll show it off. I'll probably actually go to it on Akumu mode, because we need to we need to get as much stuff as we possibly can in Akumu mode. And good. Alright, so we're pretty much maxed out almost on everything except for harpoon bolts and shotgun shells, but we cleared out this area, which is good. I'm pretty sure, actually, gotta check my notes. Yes, we've got everything. Alright, so let's go into the mansion.
Hey! Stop, damn it!
Alright, so there's a syringe right here. Oh, that was Marcelo leading Leslie away. There's a syringe there, so we can use our one. Chapter 9, The Cruelest Intentions. Let's grab some gel, and let's go to the save room again. I know we haven't done much, but may as well save. Always good to be saving. Alright, the Crimson Post newspaper clipping. Tragic fire kills child. Nanny in Crimson City, February 11th, 2012. Despite the KCFD, so I guess it's Crimson City Fire Department's quick arrival and best efforts, a fast-spreading house fire took the lives of a young girl and her babysitter yesterday afternoon in the Park Ridge neighborhood of Crimson City. Lily Castellanos, age 5, and her babysitter, Juanita Flores, 56, were unable to escape the smoke and flames that quickly consumed the single-family home. Lily's parents, both detectives with the KCPD, rushed to the scene but were too late to save their daughter from the flames. The blaze was finally defeated by firefighters after several hours, but the home was completely destroyed. The cause of the fire is under investigation, but initial findings point to faulty electric wiring. Continued on page 8, fire. Yep. So that's a pretty big reveal. Essentially, Sebastian and Myra got married, they had Lily, and she died at age 5 from a fire, which is terrible. Terrible news.
You should use your green gel.
For now. No, I shouldn't use my green gel. Tatiana. Can't do that for a trophy. Bodies found near estate. Bodies found near Courtyard Estate. Identification could take weeks. 4 mutilated bodies found just outside of Victoriano Estate. The bodies appeared to have had various crude surgeries performed on them. Interesting. And there's a missing person. Ruben. Missing Ruben Victoriano, beloved son of wealthy Victoriano family, has not been seen since a fire at the family estate. Okay. So another person's missing. We'll save one more time. And now let's try and do part of this chapter. I think I'm only going to have time for this first room. And I really dislike, I don't dislike this chapter, but I dislike one element of it. And that is that at some point Ruvik is going to show up and try and kill us. And if he gets close to you, he will succeed. It's very frustrating, but I've got a little bit of a plan on how to deal with this first area. First, grab this document. Mansion dining room note. I've finally come to recognize the portal to a new world. The details are all there, have been right in front of my nose. I'm appalled and incensed that I did not see them sooner. The specific process to break down a human psyche, to obliterate it and give myself free reign, is so obvious. Shouldn't that be reign with a G? I'm not 100% sure. I know reign with a G is like to reign over a country, but I'm gonna look that up later. And give myself free reign is so obvious. And now that I see it, now that what I have to do is in front of me, I feel as if there's nothing else I can do. I can have everything I sought, everything I've lost, but I need resources. Jimenez. That cretin will finally begin to earn his keep. Okay. So more interesting news. Alright, what we want to do here is usually my plan was to go quickly, but I'm actually going to take my time. So there's a lot of bombs, and now what you can do here, oh, it changed. Okay, that's interesting. This might be different for you when you go through it. Okay, so quickly, there's a very well hidden key up there. Grab that. There's some green gel, the flash bolt, and I believe that's it.
What do we have here?
And now we have a puzzle. As soon as you start this puzzle, you're safe. Now, I have to actually look at this because... Alright, let's listen.
Test 92A. Electrode placement M33. Pain region. Ineffective. Anticipate greater results with stimulation of section F7. The consent region of the neocortex. Subject imprint. Only partially successful. Individual personality traits linger.
Okay, so I am not 100% sure exactly how this works. I know that you have to place So essentially you hold R2 and then it places a probe somewhere. Now I know for... Oh, hang on. Oh, my mistake. Okay, yes, it is here. So the note actually said... yeah, I didn't actually... Okay, I think I finally realized it. Let's replay the tape.
Subject number 58, test 92A, electrode placement M33, pain region. Ineffective. Anticipate greater results with stimulation of section F7, the consent region of the neocortex.
Ah, okay, so that makes more sense.
Subject imprint, only partially successful. Individual personality traits linger.
Okay, so he's got the probes, as you can see, in the... Well, it's to the left of the mirth region. He's got it above the identity region. He's got it... I know it's a little bit, like, blurry, and I don't know why. He put it in the pain region, which is M33, which I guess would be sort of like here-ish, and it didn't really work. But then he said if he puts it in the consent region, that's where he gets some results. Now for this one in particular, I actually use this. You can see just below the light, there's a small little dot. That's where I thought you had to place it, so I guessed it once and it actually worked. And every time I do it, it seems to work. So just hold R2 and it'll place the probe. So you need to do this 3 times. There are 3 different ones. All right.
What did you call it? Your inner sanctum? A research lab of your own. I am most impressed.
Why are you back? I didn't give you permission.
Come now, we're both men of science. Men of science are dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. You can show me your experiments. I can show you things.
You wouldn't like them. You'd think they're gross.
In science, one must do any number of things a layperson may find disgusting. I've done many things others would consider distasteful.
You think I'm some kind of a monster.
You concern yourself so much with your appearance, but that mind of yours, that's all that matters.
Alright, so we get a little cutscene there.
Is that Ruvik with him?
Okay, so I'll talk about that more next time because we're already past the time limit. I wasn't even going to watch that, but I decided to let it play. I'll talk about more of that next time. So I want to thank you all for watching episode 24 of Let's Platinum the Evil Within. My name is Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.